now, I focused primarily on TV series with the occasional one-shot. But there are a number of single episodes out there that bear looking into. And so, I'm going to start featuring reviews of single episodes, especially from otherwise good shows. So where to start with? Hit it, Perkins! Yeah, looking back, I'm kind of surprised I became a Ninja Turtles fan, since I never really followed the in-crowd, but something just struck with me, and so I joined the many kids of the 80s and 90s to get swamped into this juggernaut of a franchise. And yes, I know the original cartoon show is a distilled version of what Eastman and Laird originally conceived, but it is what launched their characters into pop culture history. But that doesn't mean there wasn't an episode or two that made me scratch my head and wonder what was going on. Yeah, I know. How could a show about mutant kung fu pizza-eating reptiles possibly make an episode that didn't make sense? Well, let's find out as we look at one of those episodes, Pizza by the Shred. Now, I should set this up. This took place in the show's 3rd season. At this point, the Technodrome is trapped underneath the Earth's surface, and Shredder and Krang's regular mission has been to find a fuel source that can allow them to get the huge machine back up on top. And I just wasted your time because none of that has anything to do with this episode's plot. The episode starts with our heroes in a half-shell in motor shop class.
It feels good to be finally getting the old Star Cruiser in shape. I'm glad the neutrinos left it behind when they went back to Dimension X.
Okay, as best as I can guess, this is the same vehicle that the neutrinos left at the end of the 4th episode, Hot Rodding Teenagers, and broke down in the next ep, Shredder is Splintered. Even though that car was blue and now it's red. Yeah, it's a nitpick, but it just makes the animators come off as lazy.
We spent all our money on that Star Cruiser, so now I can't have a new belly board.
Actually, that's a big question I've always had. Where do the Turtles get their money? They're always buying pizza or ingredients to make their own pizzas, not to mention all the rented videos they sit around watching. Is April giving them an allowance or something?
Tired of the same-old pizza?
Whoa, where have I seen those hands before?
You're kidding, right? Even you're not that dense, Mikey!
At Weird Pizza To Go, there's no ingredient too outrageous. Our chefs will custom build a pizza just for you, no matter how revolting.
So rather than immediately call for a pie like we'd expect, Mike's reaction is to apply for a delivery job at the new place.
A few nights work and I'll have enough for that new belly board.
Look, Mikey, the life of pizza delivery isn't nearly what it's cracked up to be. Half the people don't tip worth crap, all your money eventually goes into car repair, and there aren't nearly as many orders from lonely, sex-starved cougars as the movies tell you. But I digress. Okay, it's not like I'm giving anything away here. Shredder is running the pizza parlor as part of his latest plan to find the Turtles' home by luring them into ordering a pizza that he'll use to track them by bugging it with a homing device disguised as an anchovy.
I see only one problem.
What problem is that?
Nobody likes anchovies.
Really, Krang? Have you seen what the Turtles put on their pizzas? And he's supposed to be the brains of this outfit.
Total opportunity. Getting this job will be a piece of cake.
Yeah, it was around this time that the Turtles wore masks with their creepy flasher disguises, and it was actually a pretty creative idea. Why they stopped doing it shortly after the series switched over to CBS, I have no freaking clue. Mikey gets the job while still not realizing who this guy is, and thus he swipes the Star Cruiser to make his deliveries in, because I guess the Turtle van was out for repairs as well. The rest of the first act involves nothing but Mikey making his deliveries.
One whole wheat pizza with a plain cheese topping? Oh, that is weird.
What action, people? In fact, the only tension comes when he tries to take to the air to save time, but loses control because of no air brakes or something, and it amounts to nothing because it was just a cheap excuse to go to commercial. Yeah, someone got paid to write that.
Oh, bodacious break! The engine stalled.
Dimension X technology, people! Even when it malfunctions, it still violates the laws of gravity and physics. Meanwhile, the other turtles hear about Shredder's Pizza Parlor and take the bait.
What's the name on the order?
Donatello. And deliver it to the phone booth on 13th Street.
You'll get what's coming to you soon.
Where have I heard that voice before?
Oh God, it's got Donatello now! Plot-induced stupidity must be a contagious disease. You know, now that I think about it, it's also never explained how Shredhead's funding this operation. Most of his schemes use Krang's Dimension X technology, but this one would actually require US dollars to open the restaurant and take out newspaper and TV ads. And if he robbed a bank to get the money, I'm pretty sure the Turtles would have heard about it. Heck, the only thing missing here is a joke about how he's actually turning a profit in this business, but doesn't care because he's evil. When Mike realizes where the pizza is going, he figures the best way to keep his secret from his brothers is to get April to deliver it for him. A plot element so dumb, they have to bring it up.
Won't they think it's a little weird that I'm delivering weird pizzas?
Oh, tell him you're doing, like, an undercover report on bogus pepperoni.
How do I get into these messes?
Lois Lane and Vicky Vale share your pain. Also, she was napping when he arrived, which means she apparently never changes out of that jumpsuit ever. Not that I'm complaining. Things go awry when the city apparently has to cut phone booth funding, and so April ends up going to the wrong location and runs into the Rat King.
Pizza.
Don't you know this is Shredder's episode? He's gonna file a grievance with the Villains Union. So rather than kidnap April like he's done in the past, this time Ratty shows restraint and just takes the pizza. I guess you can't be really evil on an empty stomach.
Mondo Disastro! I'd better go back and tell the boss.
I hope he doesn't get mad at you.
Nah, he seems like a totally mellow dude.
When Mike goes back to explain the stolen pizza, he finally discovers what's going on.
It'll lead me straight to the Turtles' lair with enough foot soldiers to stomp them into mush. The Turtles will soon taste my wrath for the last time. Launch the footski.
Available at all Toys R Us locations for only $29.95 plus tax. But Mikey reveals the Shredder's plan to his brothers, so now they have the element of surprise plus the home field advantage. So yeah, this becomes a pretty one-sided fight.
Let's see if we can net a few small fish.
Come on guys, marketing wants us to fit as many toys into this episode as possible. Most of these were featured in previous episodes, and if they were all to set up this episode, that's a real letdown.
What are you doing in the Turtles' lair?
Do I look like a turtle? I am the Rat King. This is my domain.
Oh boy, two of the Turtles' arch nemeses meeting face to face. Will they ally themselves against the Turtles now, or start a war with each other for territory? Neither one happens, as once the Turtles confront them, Shredder runs off like a chicken hawk. Lame. Geez, they can't even catch up with him on that cheapskate with Bebop and Rocksteady on his back? Geez, the Turtles look like they're as slow as... Forget it, I'm not going there. They try to stop the goons from escaping by flooding their tanker truck with pizza sauce. I'm not kidding. But they instead steal the Star Cruiser and get away again. But not smoothly.
Stop this thing, you
chill out, dudes. At least it wasn't a total loss.
Yeah, I only lost about 20 minutes of my time watching this turtle turd. I know the first cartoon was more lighthearted, and I love it for that, but this was definitely one of the weaker scripts. The story only exists because the turtles suddenly become dumber than Bebop and Rocksteady. Nothing comes of their two biggest villains meeting for the first time, and the third act is more about product placement than a resolution. And what's even crazier is that it ended on the opportunity for future placement that they never took advantage of. When I first watched this, I assumed there would be a future episode where Shredder turned the Star Cruiser into the Foot Cruiser, but it never happened, making the Foot Cruiser one of the only vehicles in the toy line that never made it into the show. It just comes off as a pointless filler episode, and anyone who watches anime a lot probably knows how frustrating that can be. But I'm not going to get mad, and you know why? Because next week, we're celebrating our 2nd anniversary! And what are we reviewing for this occasion?
Wah, 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 wah.
Alright!